Well, Harvey, the season's almost at the halfway stage now, but for you, this is, I kind of guess, the kind of breakthrough season, isn't it? You know, you haven't got Gareth Steenson there anymore, blocking your route, but how much are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm loving every minute, learning at this club at the minute, and you know, like you said, you know, Stino's gone, but you know, he's still here, so I can still learn off him. And you know, Joe's been playing a lot of rugby, and he's going well. So for me at the minute, you know, I need to take this opportunity at the weekend and make the most of everything.
Rob's talked about food likes of yourself, Richard Capstick, Marcus Street, even Josh Hodge. Big opportunity for you, but he's been kind of tough love on you guys, hasn't it? How it's been for you as players? You know, you've got to learn. You're coming into a double winning side.
Well,
at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. You know, where the club is now, you know, we're back-to-back champions. You know, we've just won Europe, we've won the Prem as well. So, you know, it is tough for a young guy to come in, and if we do come in, you know, at the end of the day, we've got to be winning. So, you know, competition is high at the minute, but that's only going to make you better as players, and you know, we're only going to improve.
You mentioned the influence there of Stino, but I'd imagine him, Hayden Thomason, Ricky Pello, Ali Heifer, another former 10, even Sizzle himself, they all add that little bit to helping you, I'd imagine.
Yeah, 100%. You know, Ali being the backs coach as well, you know, he's played as well, so you know, he knows the stuff. And same with Stino, you know, now he's taken back in a coaching role. You know, every week I sort of speak to him and ask him, you know, what can I improve on, what have you seen in training, and like I said with Joe, you know, for a young guy, he's won the Europe and the Prem, so you know, he's been there and done it. So yeah, I learn a lot of him as well, and I look up to him as a player.
When you reflect back on the last few years, though, how much did your grounding at the Pirates, at Plymouth, you know, those sort of clubs, getting that senior exposure help you?
Massively. You know, you've got to do that work at that level. Plymouth especially, you know, I was there for a year or so, and I got a good amount of game time. And I varied my position up. You know, I played 12 at Plymouth for a bit and played 10, so I could see the game from a different angle. And then just moving on to Pirates, you know, you're going that step up a league, and you know what it's like. You can see that you got to challenge yourself, especially in the Champ. You know, it's a very physical league. And then moving into the Prem, it's just that another level again. You know, everything's quicker, everything's more physical, and you know, you've got to be on your game, you know, when you come on the pitch, because if you're not, you'll get found out straight away.
The pandemic's been weird for everyone, rugby players included, but I guess it offered you an opportunity last season and others to show what you could do at that very top level. You know,
yeah.
The squads having to be rotated like they did.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate, wasn't it, having that lockdown period, but you know, for us, we had time away to spend on ourselves, and also that midweek game block, you know, provided a lot of us youngsters some Premiership experience. And we had a sort of block of 3 games midweek, and we did have a changed up side, and we were going against like a Wasps, you know, full strength. But at the end of the day, that's what we want as young players. We want to play against, you know, players that are playing in the Prem every week, and test ourselves. You know, it's only going to make us better as individuals.
Obviously, this club has had a golden group of players in the past with the likes of Noel, Cowan, Dickey, Slade. Then there's been another group of what I call the Simmons and Townsends. Now there's you lot. It's a nice little group, a golden group that hopefully Rob wants to see flourish in much the same vein as those others. Yeah,
100%. You know, like you said, there was a good group of us now. You know, we're breaking through, and we're sort of getting there. And it's now a challenge for us is, you know, when we're playing, we need to be at that level so we can be in the match day 23 every week. And because if we are, you know, we're only going to get better, and we just got to progress now. It's on an upward curve.
As a local lad, does it mean a little bit more as well? You know, you've come through the ranks at Bicton and then obviously Exeter College and onto here. But, you know, as a local lad, you're playing for the best club down here now, right?
Yeah, 100%. You know, being at Bicton, that was always, you know, my goal to come into this environment. And when it is your local club, you know, you do give that extra 10% more, because, you know, this is the only club where you want to be at. You want to be winning here, and at the end of the day, you're playing for your childhood, you know, dream, your club.
And obviously, onto this weekend, Saints, and a big opportunity for you. Just talk me a little bit about your thinking ahead of it all, and what sort of threat they pose.
Yeah, Saints are 5th in the table. We spoke about it in the week. You know, they're coming here to win. They could, you know, if they win, they get at top 4. They're targeting top 4. But for us, we've been on a roll now. We're winning, and we, I think it's 8 block of games in the Prem, and we broke it down into 4 blocks, and we said, right, this is how many points we're going to get out of this 4-week block. So Saints will be our last game of the block of 4. We've not quite hit our points target, so for us, it's it's a massive challenge and goal for us to go out this weekend and gain maximum of 5 points.
Was it a nice release in some way, or that period where you were able to reset as players, because things weren't going necessarily right against Wasps and Bristol, but then the COVID break came in, but it allowed you all to seemingly have a reset, and since then you've come back and you focused on being what a chief is. Yeah,
you've hit the nail on the head there. You focus on being a chief, and that's exactly what we did. We had that 2-week block where the European got called off, and all we did, we just said to ourselves as a squad, what are we good at? And we're good at what Exeter do. We're a line speed team. We pride ourselves on tempo and physicality, and that's what we did in that 2-week block. We just focused on that, and as you can see, we've come back. Not as a different side. Our defence is right up there a minute, and our attack is only going to get better.
And obviously, moving forward for the rest of the season, have you set yourself any goals at all, or is it more of the same?
For me, it's I want to be starting every week. That is my challenge. But at the end of the day, I've got to focus on this weekend, and if I play well, hopefully keep my opportunity going. And I just want to be in the match day 23 every week and on the pitch, proving myself.
It's somewhat ironic. We were walking up the stairs there, looking at 2 championship-winning sides, and you said it'd be nice to be in one of those pictures. That's obviously the long-term goal, I'd imagine.
Yeah, 100%. Look, I was part of the journey last year. Helping the boys get to the finals, and it is nice to see them lift it. But at the end of the day, I've not won it. I've not got a medal. I've not lifted the trophy. So yeah, it's a massive driving point for me. You see that and you're like, cool, I want that as well. 100%. The boys know me. I'm a competitive guy, and I want to be out there, getting a medal and lifting a trophy.